Oh, so you're basically doing a tall grass right now.
Wild Pokemon appeared, and then... Gotta catch 'em all.
Hi, welcome to episode 4 of My Nerdy Year. I'm your host, Dan Peck. Let's meet this week's panelists. We have my lovely co-host, Lauren Bergher.
Hola.
That was fancy. That was very fancy.
I try.
Joining us again is Chris Niosi.
Bonjour.
Whoa! This is an international episode.
I'm starting a chain.
Chris,
I like it.
Stop copying me.
Stop
copying me today.
Excuse me. Those are different languages. Carry on.
Also joining us, we have 2 new panelists. I'm going to introduce you guys together because you're so cute and they're a lovely couple. They're great friends of ours, and I know that one of them has been sending me so many emails how excited she is to take place, to be a part of this podcast. Please welcome Ariel Cohen and Ty Perry.
Hi. I don't email, so that's why. I'll tell her.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
That's
she'll
true.
pass it on.
Yeah.
Your carrier pigeon messages were very emphatic. I cannot wait.
That's my job.
Yeah.
That and texting.
My dearest Daniel, I cannot wait to participate in ye old podcast. I don't know what I'm saying.
I was going to say, by the way, I thought you were introducing them as one person, as if they were some kind of two-headed Doduo type creature.
Oh, and what a perfect segue to
Thank
talk
you.
about
I'll be your
Pokemon. So, 2015 Pokemon story. This is a story about love.
All about how.
So I have been playing Pokemon since the get-go, even though I was way too old to be doing so in high school.
Never too old, Dan.
Thank you.
We're never too old for anything. Haven't we learned that already?
That's true. We've done enough of these.
Especially in this group of people.
I know.
Come on, let's
We're
be
all
serious.
perpetual 12-year-olds.
So I've been playing since the original generation, and I was playing Ruby remake. What's it called? Omega Ruby. I should have written it down. I was playing that, and Lauren also had her 3DS, and she decided that she wanted...
Which he got me.
I did get it for her. She decided that she wanted to try a Pokemon game, and in the ultimate act of love, I took my copy of Pokemon X and I deleted my save file so that she could play it. Now, granted, yes, I was able to upload everything to Pokemon Bank so I could at least keep my team, but I think it spoke volumes about our relationship that I was willing to delete. And first of all, I don't like that they only have one save file anyway. That's an ongoing problem anyway. But the fact that I was willing to delete it for her, I think...
It is still my favorite of the Pokemon games.
I mean, also with the newer games, like with the original games, you could at least play. You could not save, as long as you didn't turn your machine off. You could start a new playthrough. Remember that? You had the one save file, and then if you didn't overwrite it, so you could at least
massive brick Game Boy. Yeah.
massive and the Game
But
Boy
you had
Color.
to save in order to trade or anything,
Yep.
though.
That's
so
true, yeah.
so that was a problem.
But at least you could be like, hey, just don't save. Here's an introduction, a way to get people into it. You made the ultimate sacrifice.
I did. Now, that was the first Pokemon game that you had played, correct?
Yes.
And are you now a lifetime trainer?
Yeah.
Shortly after she beat Pokemon X, we got her own copy of Alpha Sapphire because you have to be that couple. You have to each have one version of it so you can trade with each other and catch them all.
Well, that's what I was about to say. I'm surprised you didn't just be like, I'm just going to get her Y, and I can keep my copy of X. That really shows his dedication. That he was
I know.
Willing
Thank
to
you.
delete his file because of that.
I know that no one loves me more than Dan Peck.
Yeah.
So let's talk about everyone's introduction to Pokemon. I'm going to start with you, Ariel.
My actual introduction was the original TV show.
Okay.
And then I
did watch the TV show.
Yep. TV show was great. So I, as a kid, of course, you're being a kid, your favorite Pokemon initially is Pikachu. So when Pokemon Yellow came out, I was like, I have to have this.
Did you play Red or Blue beforehand?
No, I didn't.
So your very first one.
My very first one was Pokemon Yellow.
All right.
And I got it on a yellow Game Boy Color because we had to keep a theme going. and it was given to me for my birthday in middle school. Don't remember what year.
That's okay.
But yeah, so that was kind of my first game, and then after that I got Red, and then I think Gold and Silver were the next ones.
Well, so you kind of worked backwards if you were playing Red after
Yeah.
Yellow. That's kind of interesting. Okay.
It was, I mean, because it was honestly like Pokemon was also my first video game.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was like the absolute first like video like console I even had was that Game Boy with Pokemon.
There is no wrong order for Pokemon.
This is
Fair,
true.
fair enough. That's true because you can get them all now.
Yeah.
You catch them all at this point. If you try hard, if you try hard enough.
See, I started with Silver. You talking about going back? I started playing Silver. That was my first game, and then actually I got a story later because I bought Crystal. But I started with Silver.
You are a unicorn. I don't know anyone who had
Well,
Crystal.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I bought, and Crystal's actually sitting in our apartment right now because we brought it back for one of my birthdays. I had got my license, and it was my father was like, I can buy you a car, or you can get something else. I'll give you $100 to get whatever you want. So we went, and I actually was looking at Ford Probes, which
Sponsored by Ford Probes.
Can you get that for $100?
I could
In
have
Maine?
at the time.
Wow.
I could have at the time. There were 3 of them.
Moly.
Yep. But being in high school and driving a probe was not conducive to a social
Okay,
life.
okay,
But
hold on.
Pokemon was.
I was about to say, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a 6 of 1. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, it's
At
like
the same time-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
At the same time, at least Pokemon probably won't kill you.
That's true. That's true. Like, because if you know anything about the car, it's a 2-seater, like cheaply made but very fast.
Back to Pokemon.
Anyway,
It's like a
go.
Yugo.
Yeah. But anyway,
on a
so
journey in that
that's kind of how much I traded driving around in high school for a Game Boy Advance and Silver, or no, Crystal.
It was the right call.
Yeah. I'm not regretting it. You know.
Chris, how about you?
Well, first of all, before I tell my story, those of you who might have transferred over, because I'm going to plug this episode and all the stuff I'm doing today. I did at the end of my nerdy year, a whole month of Pokemon themed vlogs. So I apologize to anybody for all the repeated information, inevitably. But that said, my introduction was not too dissimilar to yours, Ariel. Before the TV show, I saw a animanga, which is, just for those of you who don't know, when they take screenshots of an episode of a show and make it into a comic. It's quite shoddy, but
That's a thing?
oh yeah, it's a thing. Not as much anymore, but
They do
it's once in a while.
they do for American comics also now too.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
It's like the reverse moving comic or whatever they call it right
yeah,
now.
yeah, more or less, and predates that. But Nintendo Power magazine at the time was doing a 6-month special mini magazine. I believe it was just for subscribers, that would come in the back of an issue, and it was a 6-part walkthrough of the entire Red and Blue game. With
Wow.
fan art you could get in. They had an episode in each one, an episode adapted into an animanga, and other little things about like special events going on. But the very last one had stuff about the Toys R Us Mew event, which was a big thing at the time.
Yeah, it
And
was.
I got the second one of those and saw the comic like screenshot version of the second episode where Ash and everybody go to the Pokemon Center and they meet Team Rocket for the first time. And I was like, whoa, what is this? Well, why does that chick have short blue hair and that other chick has long red hair? Yes, I thought, I thought James was a girl. Sorry, buddy.
I think everyone did.
In a later episode, so did the writers.
Yeah, in many later episodes. God, I love Team Rocket. So I saw that, and I didn't fully understand what this Pokemon thing was until my mom pointed out, honey, there's an apostrophe, it's Pokemon. I'm like, oh, and then my life was changed forever.
That's cool momming right there.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
she, but little did she know that she sparked an obsession that would last. What year is it? Yeah. But yeah, I saw the show being syndicated back before WB had it for like years and years, and way before Cartoon Network has it now. Caught that episode. I happened to flip through it. It was that episode. I was like, oh my god, it's this thing. And my mom was like, what? Oh, it's the Pokemon thing. Like, yeah. So I watched that, got obsessed, got the games. It was my life for like all of 4th and 5th grade, more or less. And and then I basically haven't looked back since then.
See, Pokemon for me is sort of like the Olympics. I'm not ever really excited about the Olympics, but about every 4 years, every 4 years or so, there's something to get really excited about.
Yeah.
It's either a 3 or 4 year development cycle towards the release of a new one, but it's one of those things. It's like if I put down my whatever handheld of Nintendo generation we're on, if I don't play for a while, it's usually a Pokemon game that's just occupying the card slot. And then when a new game is announced, it's like, okay, let's start to get excited. And then they start to have screenshots. It's like, okay, I can get a little bit more excited. And then a release date comes. It's like, all right, how do I get there at midnight? All right. And then, I will... The worst thing that they do in the Pokemon games is they include a clock. And every time you save, it tells you how many hours you've been playing. And in no time flat, I'm at triple digits in the hour category. Mm-hmm. And it's great because here we are. It's, there's been a whole big thing that this year is the 20th anniversary of it. It's only about 18 years that I've been playing it. I think 1998 was when I first started. And, it's just, it's easy to dismiss the series as a children's series, but I love how deep of a role-playing game it is, to the point where I'm a crazy person, and I really do want all of mine at level 100 ready to go, because I'm a professional battler. So I have and there is an origin story to this, why I'm so crazy about level 100. So in 2000, and this is actually going to tie into Ty's story about having a car. In 2000, I was a senior in high school. You can do the math if you want. I don't care. Yeah. And I saw that at a mall about half hour, 45 minutes north of me, they were doing a national Pokemon competition. And it wasn't just any national competition. It was the East versus the West. So it was going to be this bi-coastal event when Pokemon Stadium was being released. It was
the original stadium?
The original stadium for 64. So it was this mall that was driving distance from me. It was actually right where my grandparents lived. And it was one mall, funny enough, in Los Angeles. And what it was the first 100 entrants. I was going to say kids, but I was there. The first 100 entrants were given a flyer. And doing a little research for today's episode, I actually found a scan of the flyer online. I was like, oh my God, this thing. And on these 100 flyers were numbers. And the way that they were picking the contestants were that they were going to randomly select numbers, and that would be the first pool. Like, if you don't make it through the lottery, too bad. So they start calling off numbers, and very quickly I realized they're just calling off in threes. It was, 33, 36, 39. I was number 34. And very quickly I realized, well, I'm not going to get selected. So they get to the end, and they're like, all right, and we're going to pick one more entrant, and it's number 34.
Wow.
Oh.
My heart fell out of my chest.
Aren't you special?
I am special. So they said, okay, unfortunately, if your number is not called, please feel free. They had demos set up for all the games. They were battling stations. People were just trading and playing in the mall and stuff like that. If you've come with us, if you've been selected, please come with us. Parents, if your child is under 18, we need you to sign a waiver. And I started to panic. Because,
so they knew that people over 18 are definitely going to be here.
I started to panic because I was 17.
Oh, no.
Old enough to drive yourself,
Old
not
enough to
old
drive.
enough to sign paperwork.
Yep.
Not enough.
So I had to find a payphone because those things still existed back in the day. You can look that up on the internet too. And I called my mom. I said, Mom, how much do you love me? What'd you do to the car? No, I swear.
It's automatically the worst thing.
What did you do to Ty's car?
Yeah. What'd you do to Ty's car? No,
Gravity
it's not.
needed to only do something for Ty's car. Fortunately, he went with Pokemon instead.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep. Then it rusted. What would have been my car?
Pokemon Rust.
Movie next.
Coming soon.
That might be an attack. Let's be serious.
Rust, yeah, it's
Pokemon-
a metal type move.
It's an anti-metal type move.
Oh,
Right.
that's a good call.
The companion game is Chrome. Chrome
Yeah.
and Rust. There we go.
There you
So-
go. You hear that, Nintendo? Try to carry on.
So I basically had to ask my mom to drive and come sign a form so I could compete in a Pokemon tournament. And bless her heart, she did. She came, and she actually ended up having a really good time. So the first round of competition was, I don't know, did you guys play Stadium?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you remember all the mini games that were in it? It was basically a lot of button mashers. Exactly. So the game hadn't come out yet, so this was new to everyone. So the first round of competition was just, I think it was best of 7 in terms of random mini games. I was like, oh, okay, that's not really. But
It's not
luckily,
Pokemon training.
it's not Pokemon training. But luckily,
Actually,
it's
it
training.
literally is training.
It's
Yeah.
training. It's not
Like-
battling.
it's not battling.
it's
Yeah,
not
it's like I'm
battling.
here to battle. I'm not here for button
I'm
mashing.
here to throw down.
Yeah. So I actually made it through the first round just because I was older than everyone else and just I was a little more
You could
coordinated.
strategize.
He had
Yes.
better motor skills.
I did. And then the second round, there was it was another mini game, but it was one specific mini game, and it's the mini game that will haunt me for the rest of my life. It was the Lick-a-Tongue sushi game.
Yes. Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah, and it was just. Was it that you had to like match certain ones, or
No.
was you were getting them off a conveyor belt? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
it was
specifically.
the because I loved it. It was my favorite mini game.
All right,
It was the circle, and there were different ones that were worth different amounts of points. And if you drank the hot tea or the spicy ones, then you like freak out and flail everywhere. But you would always have to go for I couldn't tell you what rolls they were, but the little ones wrapped in the seaweed that were either red or orange. Those were worth the most points. You just get all those,
Okay.
and you win.
Well, I didn't know that, and I lost. So I was eliminated from the Pokemon tournament before I even got to battle. Now, the only saving grace of that, there's actually 2 saving graces. The first one was that the kid who knocked me out, because the first round was 4-player, and the best at each station advanced.
Yeah.
For round 2, it was 1-on-1. The kid who beat me ultimately won the national competition because I will never forget this. So this was pre-internet or consoles being on the internet.
Yeah.
So the way they did was they had a live satellite feed between the two coasts, and there was no way for them to battle one another. So what they did was each contestant made a 3 Pokemon team, and you had to fight the level 100 Mewtwo computer opponent, which, if you played the game, was unbelievably hard.
Oh, yeah.
There's a chance I may still not have beaten that. And the way they did it was they basically said, on your mark, get set, go, and the first person to defeat Mewtwo was the national champion.
Wow.
So the West Coast champion, loaded up with strong Pokemon. The kid who knocked me out was a genius. He used Voltorb and probably Golem and used Self-Destruct and Explosion.
Oh, wow.
Because it did so much damage right away that I don't remember what his third Pokemon was, but it's basically just enough to push him over the finish line.
winner.
And I was so impressed. And this kid was like 11.
Yeah, no, he was smart.
That was-
Yeah.
So good. I learned so much that weekend because it was a 2-day event and I went
Yeah.
back for the second day. But the other thing that came out of it was, as a participant, a couple weeks later in the mail, I got a Pokemon hat and I got a Pokemon t-shirt. The problem is, it was a child's t-shirt because
Of course it was.
And it still fit.
I wore it like the first day, and it was, let's just say, not flattering. That was the best way of putting it. It was practically like wearing Spanx.
Hanging on your wall.
Yeah. I don't know if I still have it, but...
Go to a fair, when a giant bear, put it on it.
yeah. No, a giant bear. It wouldn't fit on a giant bear. It would only fit on like a small...
Oh, a small bear?
Small bear,
Okay,
probably.
then go
That's
buy a
easier.
Yeah.
go buy a stuffed Pikachu, and there you go.
Dude,
There you go.
if
Hey,
this makes
we'll
you
ha-
feel any better, I guarantee you that 11-year-old kid probably read the strategy guide where it says, to win everything at Pokemon Stadium, get the rentals. You don't have to use your own Pokemon. Get the rentals. Use Explosion and Counter and Mirror Coat and everything, and you just win.
Well,
That's
no,
how
because
you
this
do
was...
it.
This was, you had to use your own Pokemon. This was like when they were debuting
Right.
the transfer pack, and at that event they gave out Mewtwo's, but they were level 5, and everyone knew, battling. So it was funny just to watch people around the mall.
Wait, they were giving out Mewtwo or Mew?
Sorry, Mew.
Oh,
They were giving
okay,
out
that's what I
Mews,
thought, yeah.
and it was funny to watch everyone trying to level up their Mew to 100 so they could use it in the competition. It was just like everyone was like, exploiting the missing number thing to try to, use the
Yeah.
rare candy. Get it. Anyway, a little too more technical than I wanted to dive into. So that was me being a semi-grown up at a children's Pokemon tournament. But you know what? It was a blast. No pun intended.
At least you got to watch a live action The Wizard happen, pretty much.
I did.
Like, that's at least cool, because
Now
it's a
those
little
happen every
everything.
weekend
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So it's just missing a Power Glove.
It's so bad. I'm curious to you guys because we talked about how we got. Do you have like an earliest memory of like the franchise coming to the U.S. that you could recall, like from way back when it first hit the U.S.?
Not specifically. I remember that it came out and it was kind of geared towards younger kids, and I don't know if I was just caving to pressure or if I was bored, but I found a ROM for it. I was like, well, let me just try it out. Like,
Okay.
I was probably 16 when it came out. I'd had summer jobs, so
Right.
if I wanted to get a game, I had to use my own money for it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'll get the ROM, and I remember I picked Squirtle because Squirtle is great, and I played through the first 2 gyms, and I was like, you know what, I need to go buy this. And the weird thing was, I managed to convince a lot of people, not only like my close nerdy friends, but like some of my, let's call them cooler friends. I was
There's
like,
no one cooler than you, Dan Peck.
oh, this is why I'm marrying her. I convinced a lot of people to play it, and it was so embarrassing that we were just like this weird clique in high school, walking around with our link cables attached to one another because this was pre even the
Infrared,
yeah.
But lunch was awesome.
Lunch was awesome.
Hence why I chose my crystal over my probe.
And then hitched rides home after.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that was what was so interesting about Pokemon, though, is it was one of those games that it wasn't just the nerds.
It was
Played.
everybody.
It was everyone.
You can't get away from it because it was everywhere. It just took over the world.
Yeah. But I mean, like, everyone did. I remember in my middle school, which was about the time I was in middle school, was also when people were playing the trading card game.
Oh, yeah.
And it
of
got
course.
banned because kids were, like, getting into fights over these cards.
Promptly followed by Magic, promptly followed by Yu-Gi-Oh! All being banned eventually.
Actually, no one. It wasn't like Pokemon and Pokemon trading card game. That was the widespread game, like Magic the Gathering and all of that. Kind of stayed within like the nerd clique, at least where I went to school.
Because our numbers were better in Magic.
Oh.
That was a Magic.
Smaller.
player. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, you mentioned you saw the TV show. Was that your
Yeah.
first exposure?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you remember? What the first episode you saw was? What Pokemon was in it? What specific one?
Who's that Pokemon?
Oh goodness.
Da-na-na. It's Wiggly Butt. That's their dog.
It is our dog. Chris named her Wiggly Butt, and
No,
also
you named her Wiggly
Oh,
Butt.
that's right. I named her
Chicken
Wiggly.
Buttlet.
Yeah. I named her. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, Chicken Butt. Sorry, it still makes me laugh.
To the makers of Pokemon, please do not make a Pokemon named Chicken Buttlet in the upcoming games.
We're going to count.
That's the
shorten it
fire
to-
starter of
Hey,
the next generation.
We shorten it to Buttlet.
Yeah.
You caught Buttlet.
The key ring needs to remain the lowest point in your history of Pokemon.
See, I'm not a big fan of the ice cream cone.
Yeah,
The
I
ice
do.
cream cone is one of my favorites, and I will thank you to respect it.
I absolutely do respect that. I'm just saying it's just
Okay,
not one
so
of my
the ice
favorites.
cream cone or the bag of garbage?
Oh,
Bag
yeah.
of garbage is also one of my favorites.
No,
thank you.
from just Dan. Which one's worse?
I don't want to be negative to 2 of Chris's favorites,
Yeah,
so I
thank
will
you.
just defer to that.
Good. Is
No,
that-
no, but that's
no. His answer is I love them all.
Okay,
But
okay.
here's the thing, though. I mean, I suppose that is another wonderful thing about the series. It's that there are now 716 of them. There is a Pokemon for everyone.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Yes.
And now, yeah, there's a lot of people tend to, like, there's probably 30, I would say, people tend to gravitate towards, but there's a lot of ones that come out in each generation. I'm like, this thing is so cool. Blaziken, it's a big fighting fire chicken. It's like, even if you don't use it, it's like just the notion of a big fighting fire chicken
And he's
is,
awesome.
I love the little gothic Lolita.
yeah.
Yeah. the
Oh,
little-
Gotharita, I think the name is.
Gotharita,
Yeah,
yeah,
she's
she's-
cute.
She's a little gothic Lolita, and it's awesome.
See, okay, you know what? That's the thing. I need to weigh on because I always meet people who are just Gen 1's the good one or whatever. It's like every generation, a bunch of games come out, a new set of kids that's their first game, get
Yeah.
into it, and they're like, these are awesome, and they get all of them. They get all of them together, including the new ones. And I still remember when Black and White was coming out, and everybody looked at Oshawott, and they're like, oh, he looks dumb, and then he became like one of the most popular of that generation. He has so much merchandise, so I'm just like,
Oshawott is cool.
he's adorable.
He's a penguin.
So cute. No, that's the Piplup is the penguin.
Oh my
Oshawott's
God,
the
I'm
otter.
so
It's
sorry.
okay. They look
Both
a little similar.
cute.
It's okay.
Please don't unsubscribe because of my failing.
Being
There's
able to-
716. It's very hard to
You didn't
keep track.
remember it was called Mega Ruby. You're a bad Pokemon fan, Dan.
To answer your earlier question,
yes.
Chris, I honestly don't remember which episode it was because I hate to say that it's been like 20 years.
Yeah.
I remember my first one.
Which one was that?
The Mankey primate one.
Oh,
that was
that's a
the
good
first
one.
I ever saw.
You took my hat.
Yeah, that was and that's probably the episode I've seen the most because for those of you who don't know, so now you can rewatch it. the original Pokemon show is on Netflix right now.
That's
so
true.
it's
That's
sponsored
right.
by Netflix. And we were rewatching that, and we got to that episode. I was like, this is definitely the first one I ever saw.
It's a good one.
It is a good one, but it's like I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember which one I saw. It was later in the first season, and Ash had already gotten all 3 of the starters, and then I went back to the. I don't remember which one it was. I should have thought of that beforehand.
That's okay. I mean, that was a long time ago.
Was Charmander still around, or
No,
had he evolved?
I think he was Charmeleon at that point.
Okay.
actually.
Okay, so that
Yeah.
I think actually
That's
then
like
that would have been I think when WB was like, this is ours now because this is going to make us a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was laughing.
Oh, okay.
My other actual early experience with Pokemon was in high school. We used to play a lot of Super Smash Brothers, and a bunch of us would all be Pikachu at the exact same time because they had the party hats in different colors, and they would be Party Hat Pika Rat. So that was my other really great Pokemon memory.
In the new one, the newest one, Pikachu and Jigglypuff have all of the different hats from all the different generations of trainers, and they're super cute. And I love Pikachu. Pikachu's awesome.
Pikachu
Y'all
for life.
Who hate on Pikachu? He's the bomb.
Who can hate on Pikachu?
He wasn't originally going to be the mascot, though. Who's the original mascot?
Clefairy was one in consideration, and then they realized, can you imagine an alternate universe where Clefairy was the face of Pokemon?
Yes,
No.
but I have a very good imagination.
Well, but like, honest to God, many tirade about Pikachu. Pikachu is like one of the most iconic characters ever made.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I think it is partially because of that character alone that Pokemon is such a like international hit.
Well,
Yeah.
Like seriously.
And just think of the original 150, 151, however technical you want to get.
Yeah.
And what one has more mass appeal just when you look at him. Like, obviously, like, not Geodude, especially not, like, anything in the rock line, they kind of look ugly. Comparatively.
Onyx is pretty cool. though.
Onyx, I always loved Onyx. Like,
Not that
that's...
Clefairy's not cute, but
No.
but
kind of
That was my first
the
episode.
Clefairy episode.
It was Onyx.
What with Brock? The fight with Brock?
Yeah!
Oh, wow. Oh, that was like the 5th episode, I think.
Yes!
Oh, wow, okay.
All right, we sparked the memory.
Awesome.
I totally remember Onyx.
And meanwhile, everybody's going, Pikachu shouldn't have been able to electrocute Onyx because he's resistant.
Actually, I bought Red. I just
put
bought
my
Red.
glasses
No,
on
yeah,
you.
actually, I just beat Brock replaying Red since they re-released it with a Pidgey.
Wow.
Sand
That
attack.
is impressive.
Just sand attack and a bunch of tackles. That was it.
That must have taken like 30 years to finish that.
pretty
fight.
much, yeah. Yeah.
Is that why you don't have a finger right now?
Yeah, that's what's missing. No, it took my last tackle.
Yeah.
It took all of them.
All before you converted to struggle or whatever.
I
ran
didn't
out of
even convert to
moves.
struggle.
Oh
It was
my
the
God.
last.
Good Lord Almighty.
Yep.
Oh my God, I have a funny struggle story. In college, because I still played in college, and one of my roommates did also. We were playing Ruby and Sapphire. We were playing the GameCube Stadium one.
Coliseum?
Thank you.
Right,
Yes. So we were playing, and I think we were both the legendary birds in that one. I can't think of the name.
Lugia and Ho-Oh.
No, in Gen 3.
Oh, wait, the birds?
Yeah, they're white with the blue and the red.
Latios and Latios.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Yes.
Those
There's
are actually
so many.
My
there's
nerd
No, I know.
cred just was like.
I have a soft spot for Latios and
solidified
Latios.
right now.
They're super cute. Okay, sorry, carry
Yeah, no,
on.
it's fine. So we were battling. It was a 3-on-3, and we got down to one of us had each of them, and we got down to it was a complete struggle match. And our other two roommates who were not Pokemon fans were like, just enthralled by what is going on here. And
So did you have one and they had the other one?
Yeah.
Oh my God! And those Pokemon, like in lore, are brother and sister. So that
Yeah.
was like a tearful like.
Cain and Abel fight.
Yeah, and it was to the point where it was like, so and so you struggle, miss. Oh! and because that misses a lot, and it just came down to like I think we like hugged so much after that.
Oh my God!
That's
amazing.
It was like the 1980 Olympics Miracle on Ice,
That's
moment.
better than my experience of just my dad would just pick Gengar from the rentals and just like hypnosis Dream Eater and just kill me, just sweep me every time. It's like, God,
You have cool
Dad.
parents. You have
No,
cool
my
Very
dad.
cool.
My dad is both my parents are such. They were such enablers of my obsession. I swear to God, and I love them both dearly. And they got into it too. Like they cared about it. They understood it was something that I was invested into. You know, I think like, I mean, well, actually, on that, I mean, did your parents like care, get it, or were they like?
No,
did
but
they
I mean, it was
stupid?
my mom was good enough to drive to the mall to sign the
True
parental
enough,
consent
true
form. So yeah, but you know, it's funny though because it's like it's almost turning into not a national pastime, but it's now something that the five of us have been playing for a combined almost 100 years. If you
Yep.
think of it that way.
Yep.
Ooh, that's
Are we
terrifying.
going to be the grandparents who are like, oh, back in my day, there were only 716 of them. Now
There's
you
like
can-
1,000.
yeah, there's 8,200 of them. It's like, you know, it's like you
I
wonder.
can't wait to see all the new ones.
I know.
Oh yeah, no. Sun and Moon I think is going to be cool. Like I missed out on X and Y. I know that it was a fantastic game. I did like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire a lot. We have Pokemon Go is going to be like kind of a major game changer.
Oh,
too.
I'm so
I
excited.
cannot wait, but I am fearing for the first death. Because someone is going to be looking at their phone, and it's like there's a Charizard, and
Just
they're
go
either
straight to the Morbid
they're
situation.
either gonna go right into traffic or over a cliff or some like sort of like dangerous. But no,
Yeah.
I am so excited for that. You know, I'm hesitant to talk about it because we're supposed to be talking about last year, but no, it's too cool to not
Oh,
bring up.
sure,
It was
yeah.
announced last year,
Yeah.
so that falls
It
under the
counts.
purview of
Yeah.
this show.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about our joint banks accounts than about anyone else.
Oh, yeah.
I will change your iTunes password then, and then you know that
Call
way
it a
you
day.
can.
See,
Yeah.
what I want
Dan's
them
more
to
responsible with money.
I want them to sort of combine the black and white and the gold and silver, where you have to hit it at the right time of day, at the right time of year.
Okay,
I want, or like season within the game or whatever. Like, obviously with Pokemon Go, it should be the calendar year.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I want that. I loved that.
I did too, but it made it exceptionally difficult for me to catch them all. There was an apostrophe in that.
Yeah.
Gold and Silver came out my freshman year of college, and I did not have any classes early enough that I could wake up for the morning Pokemon. So it took me like forever to get those last few because, let's be honest, hardly anyone else at college was publicly playing
Yeah,
Pokemon.
public.
Speak for yourself. I mean, for my year.
Well, it was a little different because at that point it was, you know, because you're a few years younger than
That's-
me. It was
yeah,
like you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
grew up with it. It was less of a stigma to it. It was just
Right.
more of a, this is just something we do. So, but I was the only one in my dorm. I went to the mall, like I had to hitch a ride to the mall,
Yeah, yeah.
and I got gold and silver right when it came out, and I was just, you know, playing. Yeah, it was great. I could catch all the late night ones because, you know, you're up late in college. But yeah, a lot of those early morning bug ones, they were just eating at me, and I could not bring myself to set my alarm just to wake up to catch
Especially,
Pokemon.
wasn't there some that were only available in the morning at the bug catcher contest? Or
Something like that,
very
yeah.
specific
Yeah.
place.
I think
for
I
sure,
think
yeah.
I had to wait until that summer when I actually had a job, and then I could wake up early and catch Pokemon
Yeah,
before
yeah.
work.
Well, no, actually, kind of adding to that too, we're in the college thing because around the time when I got the chance to work on the show and voiced a character in it, which was a huge deal.
Humble brag.
Yeah,
no,
hashtag humble
no,
brag.
honestly,
Thank you very much.
real quick, that is like one of the coolest things.
I no, that was massive. Like,
But please
nerd
go on.
full circle. But it's not about that specifically. Just around that time was when Heart Gold and Soul Silver was coming out because my character in the show was basically a vehicle to promote that game coming out. And I remember like because some of my friends were playing like Diamond and Pearl, which had just come out before that shortly. But Heart Gold and Soul Silver coming out was what got everybody like everybody in my school was playing Pokemon again. This is like second, third year of college for me. And for like that age range of people, I mean, all the kids again were playing the newest games as they were each coming out. But that my generation of my age range of people were all playing the games again, and then they were on board for Black and White, which came out shortly after that, and then X and Y, etc. So that's what I'm saying. It just transcends. Like, just something about it. It has such this like worldwide, age-wide, gender-wide appeal. Like,
And it's also great because it's actually led people to play RPGs who may not have otherwise because
Yeah.
you know it's cute monsters and stuff like that, but it's also a really deep game. It's like, yeah, the battling is
Yeah.
rock paper scissors, but the whole notion of exploring and leveling up your characters, it's like I like to think that has helps people to make the jump towards other things, you know,
Sure.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, yeah.
Or,
I mean, I also think it hits the right balance, like to get into it, because you have to manage your type, your moves, and then an item. That's it. Like other things, like Final Fantasy Tactics is the other extreme end, where you have blood type, birth sign, birthday,
Yeah.
equipment,
Class and race,
class,
et cetera.
rate, like
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of that stuff. Pokemon hits it great, where it's you feel successful, but you have to put in time, but not too much time.
It's accessible, and especially
Yeah.
because there's so few turn-based RPGs like anymore in general. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, even Final Fantasy, the main series, isn't really like that anymore. So
Yeah, and people are excited over, Pokken Tournament or Pokken, I don't even know how
Pokken,
it's
yeah.
because they're like, oh, this is finally the way that Pokemon battles are meant to be. And I don't know, maybe I'm just a purist. It's like, yeah, when the first generation was out and you play, be like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if you could have like an arena where they're running around?
Yeah.
And we got a taste of that with Smash Brothers, and
and
obviously
Pokken is fun.
Yeah,
Like,
and Smash Brothers is its own beast.
Yeah,
but yeah, there is something really pure about it, and like, that they physically don't come into contact with each other when they're fighting. It's just all, obviously they've upgraded for just the simple sprites and everything looks great now, but there's something in its innocence that is endearing, and it's like coming home to a warm hug sometime with every new game. And it's like, as much as I want them to mix up the formula a little bit, where it's like maybe do 3 different starters, or maybe you do more than 8 gyms or something like that, it's also like it lets you concentrate on the other stuff. It's like when my biggest thing is always I've tried not to look at too many guides or things like that. So it's like when you get to this area, these are the 7 that are available. It's like I like when I wander into a new area and it's like
you just get whatever you get.
Well, it's not even that. It's I'm seeing something for the first time ever, and I don't know if this is the only time it will ever appear, or if I'm about to encounter 4,000 of them.
Yeah.
I have to
Zubat?
try to. Yes, exactly.
Good old Zubat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have to try to get
And
it because
Rattata.
I may never get
Rattata.
another shot.
Yeah.
And then you find 500 more Zubats.
I know, but then I don't. But then, a lot of people,
Get-arounds.
a lot of people are so obsessive where it's like they're checking the EV stats and things
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
and it's
I
like
love Eevee.
no, not EV, but the EV, like the
Yeah,
super.
not the Pokemon.
Yeah,
I
the
don't care. I
super-
love Eevee.
Me too.
but the super hardcore stats, and it's hard to enjoy the game for me at that deep level. It's like
Yeah.
that's
And you don't have to,
that's
yeah.
competition level
Yeah.
now,
And you don't
but-
have to do that, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I marathon through Omega Ruby over the Christmas vacation, beat in a week, and it was done. It was fun. That's it.
I feel like the in-depth, like looking at the guides and doing the stats and that kind of stuff is for after you've already played the game and beaten it, and now you just want to get all those
Yeah.
other Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, too, is, okay, regarding the gotta catch 'em all slogan, we were talking off mic earlier about how they don't use that slogan. They haven't used that at all.
Because you can't.
Well, not just because just because like most people can or won't. I don't think it's really because that's what Pokemon is about.
It's not.
I mean, because for one thing, little known fact, I think that was an American only catchphrase. Got to catch 'em all, or like at least it wasn't like for when the game
Wait,
was
are
first
you
created.
trying to say that Americans try to promote excess? And because
What a concept.
Whoa, we have just stumbled into
My
something.
God.
No, go ahead.
No, but like, and not that it's not fun. Like, I remember completing my Pokedex on my blue version, and then it was stolen from me.
Oh.
There are
Live and learn.
Oh my God, real life Team Rocket.
Yeah,
Those people are going to a
wish. At
dark
least that would've
level
been
of
funny.
hell.
But yeah, because I think what it really is more about, and honestly, the show has been all about this since the beginning. Especially people are, oh, Ash doesn't catch all billion Pokemon. It's like, because that's not what it's about. It's about
He's also a lousy trainer.
Oh, stop! He's a 10-year-old kid. Don't get me. That we could be here for an
11.
hour.
He's 11
talking
now.
about
Excuse me, that 11-year-old kid who,
That's true.
I basically lost to real life Ash. That makes me feel.
But
thank you,
the
Mom.
thing is, like, the
That's what I'm here
theme of
for.
the show is like it's not even about like, necessarily you're going to be the best or catching them all. It's about having a bonding and memorable experience and a journey. And like I feel like especially, and what's great about the generations that grow up with like X and Y now, where they can communicate with everybody. Like, Pokemon's such a social game. It's like you do the gym leader battles and you beat the Elite Four and you can catch them all or whatever. But it's about like playing with your friends and like sharing experiences with them.
That's even if you think about the show, it's about, Ash goes off with Pikachu, and it's initially about making that friendship work with Pikachu, and then he meets Misty and Brock, who Misty is not a friend initially, and becomes a friend. And I was thinking about this, like, when I was getting, like, on my way over here, I was like, well, the show, like, yeah, the tagline was gotta catch them all, but it was really about the journey, like you said, and it was also about helping people, because it's like they always, like, almost every single episode, they come across someone
You stop and help.
who they stop, whether it's a Pokemon or a person,
Yeah.
that they help. And then also, I feel like on some level, it's about like respect, because it's like whenever Ash comes across someone who doesn't respect, like, the fact that Pokemon are still like living creatures,
Yeah.
and like there's so much like deep seated like morality in the TV show.
Sure, yeah.
Which is so interesting.
And even the show, I mean, I know that you guys haven't seen the show in years probably, but I mean, I look at like the black and white, and I wasn't even in these. I was in Diamond and Pearl, but I follow black and white. I've seen a lot of X and Y. Like the show is like really versatile now. There's like a lot more characters. They spend time with a lot of the incidental characters. Ash has like multiple recurring rivals and things. Like by the time they have the tournament at the end, it's all characters that you've gotten to know and like have bonded with over the course of, like you were saying, 3 or 4 years of each generation that they sit on that and have the new Pokemon come out and everything. And I think that kids now who grow up with Pokemon, with each new successive generation are luckier and luckier than us.
Oh, but it's a daunting task now too. I mean, like even if you don't have to catch them all, it's like there are 6 generations of Pokemon and lore, and they don't cross over too much. But we're approaching like I don't want to say like Doctor Who levels in terms of like the amount of
This is Gen
content.
7. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like it's really dense. Like you can jump in totally. Sorry. You could jump in and still play the games and enjoy it, but you're barely going to make a dent in that Pokedex now.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost like a part-time job.
I also think that with how the console it's played on has advanced, they like newer players do have it a little bit easier, because we were talking about earlier, like in high school or college, like being the one person who played and it not being social. But with things like Street Pass, with the online connectivity, it's more social, and it does bring people in, like you were saying earlier, to make it the more social game it is and the great game that it is.
Yeah.
That it needs to be.
Think of how many friends we made because of Pokemon when we were
Yeah.
kids, probably too. I mean, Mike Lucas, who you've known, my best friend, I've known him since elementary school. We bonded over stuff like Pokemon. Like, I mean, it's that powerful of a franchise, really.
I was asked to be my friend's best man a couple years ago, and he mailed me a Pokeball. On the outside it says "I choose you," and on the inside it says "to be my best man." I don't care how lame that is. I still have that Pokeball.
That's adorable.
That's Pinterest worthy, is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, he used Comic Sans font. Sorry, Harrison. I'm calling you out on that. No,
That's
I
the
love
lame part, but that's okay. That's the thought that counts. That's
How many
adorable.
years ago? There could be a gray area.
it. Three or four. Yeah.
Okay.
Regardless. But yeah, it's so ingrained now
In our
and
culture, yeah.
Yeah, but like we really are going to be the generation of parents that be like, kids, wake up. What? It's the middle of the night. Yeah, we're going to the midnight release of Gen 12. Like, I'm not waiting until the morning. Can't you just download it? No, I want the physical copy. You don't understand. Come on, we're going to wait on a horribly organized line so we can play at midnight.
And they're giving away tickets for prizes. You
Yeah.
are getting a ticket so we can win something.
Yeah.
Double our chances.
Oh my God, it's like
You're gonna do this, aren't you?
Maybe.
Yeah.
We will all do it together. Don't worry.
Well, do we found the first like Pee-wee Pokemon League? It's like you got baseball, you got soccer, you got martial arts, youth martial arts, but is there organized Pokemon?
There will be.
Or do we just have my parents babysit and we go to the midnight release?
No, you need the kids.
Yeah.
You need the kids for the ticket
Looking
to
out
win
for
the
number one.
swag.
Yeah.
Oh, good call.
Looking out for number 1.
Yeah, they're also more likely to be given the swag. Like if you got the little cute
true.
little kid, it's like
Plus,
oh,
we're all
that's
gonna have really cute kids.
Yeah,
It'll
you
be like
give them
adorable.
pajamas.
Well, speak for yourself.
And then you give them a stuffed animal, all related, stuffed Pokemon, and then you make them look that little sleepy in the eye.
Ty,
Boom.
you are an evil genius, and I
I know.
adore you.
I
Give
still
them-
have my Pikachu stuffed animal.
There we go.
That's right.
There
I
we
have
go.
a Pikachu stuffed animal
He got me an Eevee.
somewhere. Oh. See though, because I love Pikachu. Not gonna diss on Pikachu, but it's funny because I was trying to think of the other day. I was like, okay, from all who is my favorite Pokemon? And I have to say it's actually Bulbasaur. I want a
Bulbasaur's
Bulbasaur
great.
stuffed animal. I want him so badly.
Real quick, because this takes like 5 seconds. All-time favorite Pokemon. Bulbasaur.
Cyndaquil.
Okay.
And all of the variants.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Similarly, Scyther and Scizor for me. Thank you.
Xerneas.
Really?
I don't know why. That thing is awesome.
Which one's Xerneas?
It's the mascot of Pokemon X, the big
the
big deer
antlers!
with the
The
tree
deer.
antlers.
He's
Yeah.
so
by the way, 3 of the panelists just put their arms out to 9 antlers. It was pretty awesome. I don't know my all-time favorite. I mean, I love Charizard, but
Charizard's a good one.
I don't know.
Super classic.
I don't know.
Xerneas is a
Oh
girl, by
God,
the way.
this is
Nice.
This
That
is-
makes me love her even more.
This is a
I do love
deep
Eevee,
question.
but
Eevee's
for some
great.
reason, Xerneas is just like that's
Xerneas is
that's
bad.
my
It's the
spirit
Pokemon of life.
Well, 'cause it looks
and that is
like
my spirit Pokemon.
Something that walked out of like the mythical Japanese
Right?
forest.
Yeah, I can't remember because the legendaries are typically based on different like world mythologies. I
I
can't.
think so.
Yeah, I can't remember what the X and Y ones
Well,
are.
it's supposedly they're the Pokemon of mortality. It's life and death.
Yeah, thematically, but I mean, no, it's oh crap, I think it's Norse mythology because the Z one, Zygarde, I think is the Leviathan.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'd have to double check.
No,
that,
that's-
but is Charizard? Do you think your favorite overall? or-
It might.
He's cool.
This is oh my god, this is shaking me to my very core. This is such a deep question. Now I know how it feels when you guys have to answer the big question.
I mean, Cyndaquil's that was my first ever, like I
first
said,
starter?
my first starter, and so I was introduced and to the game through that, and that was my little buddy. Never swapped him out, never did anything like that. Went to the Elite Four, and then because Silver and Gold were awesome, went back and went through Red and Blue because you could re-hit all the gyms, and then made myself go through I only did the Elite Four once. Went through all of the Red and Blue gyms, went back to the Elite Four again, was like, what's up now?
I think I'm gonna have to say Charizard. I mean,
He's the best.
I know. I need the full list in front of me, and I need to sort out.
Dan, can I share something with you
please do.
about Charizard?
Oh, no.
When I was a child, maybe this was a precursor to getting to actually voice on the show. When I was a child, I used to have fun making up a voice for Charizard, because he used to be because in the beginning he was a jerk to Ash. He was he wouldn't obey orders and everything.
Yep.
So whenever it'd be an episode come on Charizard, we're gonna lose the Pokemon, he's like, I really, I just cannot be bothered to give a crap to get up right now.
Maybe that's why I associate with him, because I'm so lazy.
Well, I mean, early Char, and then he became a total badass later, and then it was and then he comes back in the show once in a while. He came back for an arc in Black and White, which was awesome. And he's in Smash, he's in Pokken, he's one of the best. I love dragons.
Well, we're getting near the end, and it's actually a really good segue. So we're gonna go to this episode's The Big Question.
Okay.
This big question is: Pokemon are real. You have assembled a team. What is your team's theme? Now, you don't have to be a gym leader. This is just what your
Trainer.
Would anyone like to go first?
I mean, I've done this in X and Y. I've had team dogs.
Okay.
With Gramble, Snubble, whichever one, Houndour, Growlithe. I forget the electric one.
Manectric, I think.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. And because I actually filled it out. I filled out a full 6.
That's nice.
I'm trying to remember who I did, and I didn't resort to Eevee or any of the because
Yeah,
that's a fox. It's not technically a
they're
dog.
Not. They're like generic mammal. They're not specific.
But
Yeah.
dog.
I gotta say, I'm very proud of you right off the bat, because a lot of time, and this is not disparaging anyone else's answer, but it's you didn't go for a type. You're not a gym leader. You went for a different kind of theme, and that's awesome. And I'm sorry if you guys went for other
We'll
ones.
just wait.
No, it's fine. No, that's this is what I hope to evoke. With
It's a little heavy on fire because Houndour
a lot of
and
fire.
Houndour
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
they're
true. That's true.
yeah.
But
So
some of those are crossovers with other types too.
Houndour and Houndoom are dark and fire.
Yeah.
Growlithe is straight. Growlithe
I
and
love
Arcanine
Growlithe.
straight fire. Who doesn't?
They're so fluffy.
I had
Close
I
second
can't remember the
to
black and white dog Pokemon because I trained that to because it looks like my mom's dog.
Oh,
from
is it
back
the one that
home.
looks like?
yes,
the
no,
must- the
I did that one.
mustache.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that hand?
Lillipup and
Lillipup? That's right.
Lillipup
that's right.
into I can't remember.
It's evolution.
Big Pup.
That one.
Yeah.
Big
Yes.
Pup, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, I did have a Lillipup.
Yeah, no, that was in my team as well.
You could do a
'Cause
bird
it's the-
team by this point. You could have the Pidgey of every generation as the
Yeah.
final evolution of those. Yeah.
Pidgey's the best bird though.
I kind of like Staravon. There's a
I like Articuno. I know it's a
those are
they're
legendary.
legendary.
No, but
Yeah,
Articuno
yeah,
was always
yeah.
just really
I do
cool.
like Articuno a lot. Yeah. Ariel.
Ariel.
Okay, so my team, I realized I was trying to think because I was like, okay, if I could have a team, these are definitely there's only 4 that I would unequivocally would have on my team. I was like, what's the theme? And I realized I kind of like the feisty Pokemon.
Oh.
And I realized that's kind of my theme because if I could have them, I would have a Bulbasaur and I would just keep it as Bulbasaur. Nothing against
Nice.
Ivysaur and Venusaur,
Respect.
but I was just
Ash-
Bulbasaur is just awesome as he is. You can bleep me later. Pidgeotto specifically. And
So you just want Ash's team, more or less.
Not really, because I don't want Squirtle or Charmander.
Oh, I see how it is. I see how it is.
I wanted Lillipup because I think Lillipup is awesome and he reminds me of my dog growing up.
Yeah.
So Lillipup, Pidgeotto, Bulbasaur, Pikachu, and Growlithe.
Yeah.
So 5 right there. And then I think probably the 6th thought would be something that I would...
Or you're just
rotate.
one of those, like, really just like, I am sure my team is strong.
Yeah.
5 Pokemon.
Yeah.
Haha.
Yeah. Well, but I just realized, and I think it kind of throws back to the fact that my introduction was the show, and every time those characters are introduced on the show, they're just these, like, little feisty characters.
Yeah,
and
they're
I
sassy,
just
yeah.
love
They
them.
were.
You know, actually, by the way, to add to that, you know, it's cool now, and why Ash isn't as dumb as you think he is, Dan, is now he'll collect more than just the 6. He'll have a whole team, and he'll switch them out, like, depending on the gym he goes to, etc. Like, he thinks, he learns harder, better, faster, stronger.
Good.
So there.
All right. What's your
Harumph.
team, Chris?
I did think about this, and it actually helps to cover a lot of ones that are my favorites and emotionally, like, you know, tied to you know, different things about why Pokemon is special to me. Blade-themed ones. So I love Scyther is my all-time favorite, so I would have him. Maybe Scizor, because having the metal part, you know, allows him for some more powerful moves. Farfetch'd, because he was Mike Lucas, who I mentioned earlier, one of his favorite Pokemon growing up, because he is also such a little jerk. And his first
really
episode, he was so mean to everybody, but so adorable at the same time. I also like, I would have Garchomp, who is the final evolution of Gible, the Pokemon that my character in the show caught over Ash. He caught it before Ash, so yeah, a little happy moment for myself. Garchomp, and he's like a land shark, and he has like little arm blades on him. He's really super badass. Sneasel, because I need at least one ice type Pokemon. I love ice elemental stuff, and Sneasel is adorable. I like Sneasel a little bit more than Weavile, even though Weavile is like in more stuff. I also like. I'm trying to remember what it's called, but there's in X and Y. There's like a sword ghost Pokemon. It's like Ghost and Steel.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a possessed sword. I'm like, that's really cool. Like,
Ages
That
something.
thing's awesome.
Yeah, it's a straight sword, isn't it?
No,
Yeah.
it evolves.
It's a
it evolves.
floating sword with a tassel.
and then
Yeah.
it evolves into like I think like 2 swords and then two swords and a shield that comes
Yeah.
together. I'm like, that's awesome. Because the ghost Pokemon are so inventive. Like the candle one is really cool, and like
The
little-
pumpkin?
the pumpkin one is awesome. The
pumpkin was
mask,
awesome.
they're so. I love ghost Pokemon too. And the last one, because I think that's 5. Maybe Bisharp, who's like this. He looks
Yeah.
like a chess piece.
He
like a
actually
steel-type
reminds me of
Pokemon.
one of the Mega Man villains. I don't remember which one.
Oh yeah, he's
specifically.
kind of Metal Man-esque
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'd actually, because if Scizor was my Steel type, maybe I'd switch out him for another one that has. Because I'm sure there's other ones that have like cool
That's
like
fine.
claws or something. But yeah, blade themed I
Cool.
would go for. So yeah.
Lauren.
I feel like none of us have gone the gym leader route because then you're vulnerable against so many other people.
Yeah.
Because
Limited.
yeah, they'll have stuff. They will inevitably have some kind of Pokemon who can take out every single one of your Pokemon without really trying.
Unless they have some kind of like move to counter whatever their weakness is. So you know.
True.
Like Miltank.
Oh yeah. Good old Whitney.
I'm a dirty freaking cheater because I would probably have a team of just legendary types just
Yeah.
because I love Xerneas so
You just be
so
that. You'd be
much.
that God mod trainer that just has all the cool legendaries of whatever that Jack
Xerneas, Kyogre, Mew, like,
And
and I like
yeah.
to, I'm very, whenever I have a team, it's always, 1 fire, 1 water, 1 grass, 1 fairy. I would love to do an all fairy team, but again, I'd be like really
Yeah.
weak against certain things. And then if I wasn't going to be a dirty, rotten cheater, I'd say I'd probably do a flying team
okay.
and do,
Faulkner.
a Charizard, and I love Pidgey. Pidgey's on
Pidgey's a cutie.
Pidgey's on my flying team.
There, by the way, on the note of the Godmon thing too, there actually was a character in the show like that who had a Darkrai that just like destroyed everybody, and Ash like lost him. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how the real game is sometimes.
I also like versatility, so I like
sure.
the fact that the flying types are never just flying; it's flying and.
True that.
And I'm a little bit of a tapas kind of person. I like my ands.
So my team theme is the team that I basically put together during Gen 2, and that's the Eevee Evolution team.
Ooh.
When the first gen came out and I was playing Stadium a lot, there was a lot of 3-team rotation battles, so I would just go Jolteon, Vaporeon, Flareon. And then when Gen 2 came out, I realized I can build a 6-team because if you add original Eevee and then Umbreon and Espeon, and there was a way, I did the math because I that was me, you could basically get every single move type covered under those 6.
Yeah.
But now they added 3 more. So my team is Jolteon, Espeon, Flareon, Vaporeon, Umbreon, and Sylveon.
Wow.
You guys can't see me, but I'm actually Pokebounding today as Sylveon.
That's
Check
true.
check out our Twitter and Instagram. We will post a picture of it.
And I'm dressed. I practically look like a Pokemon trainer
Yeah, he
right
does.
now, so you'll see it.
But yeah, they're not the most powerful team, but they are absolutely the most versatile. I love Jolteon. He's so unbelievably fast.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, even though it doesn't necessarily hit the hardest, like give him Thunderbolt instead of Thunder, so he's hitting more accurately, even though for less damage, but he'll attack first every time. Oh my god, that was my jam.
I need to show you. There's also a character in the show who won the Black and White League tournament, and his team all Eevee evolutions. He was like a park ranger. He was a cool character. Yeah.
Yeah, but like as soon as you get to the point where you can start breeding Pokemon in the game, I immediately drop off an Eevee. It's like, all right, let's start churning them out.
Get them all.
It's a little unconscionable if you really think
Mark
about
them
it.
off the checklist.
But that's how.
As long as you're not breeding them with Ditto, because I just don't want to think of what that looks like.
Oh boy, I usually am. Okay,
You've really done it now, Dan.
well,
On
with
that gross note.
With that, we're gonna bring this episode to an end. I want to thank my guests, Chris Niosi, Ty Perry, Ariel Cohen, Lauren Bergher.
Mwah.
That's how she signs off. Please be sure to subscribe, comment, yada, yada, yada. And join us next time when we will be talking about E3 and video games. Not that we didn't just spend most of today talking about video games too, but we're going to
This is
talk.
a specific video game.
We're going to talk about all things video game. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you for listening to My Nerdy Year. Our theme song, Crunk Night, is written and performed by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com and is licensed under Creative Commons. For full credits and for more information about the show, please visit mynerdyyear.wordpress.com.